This is the full story on why Efe Money gruesomely unalived his friend Paulinus and collected over 20 million naira from his family as ransom. This whole tragedy began with a simple outing on the 8th of September 2024 when Paulinus and his friend, 30 years old Efe Onoitiyi, stepped out together. It was like a normal outing, except that Paulinus did not return back to his house on that fateful day. The failure of Paulinus to return back home on that fateful day raised some concerns from his family members, but they had some assurances, thinking that Paulinus was with his friend Efe Money, knowing that they both had stepped out together. They had no idea that they were going to receive a contrary report on the whereabouts of their son. And so about a day after that outing, Efe was said to have visited Paulinus' home, asking Paulinus' family about the whereabouts of Paulinus. Hello, his family must have thought, is this guy okay? And they said to him, come on, you both went out together. But then they were surprised when Efe blatantly and boldly denied knowing the whereabouts of Paulinus. It was at that point that Paulinus' family began to sense trouble. And so they went to the police, made an official report of their son and brother being missing. Just like you would expect, Efe was arrested as a prime suspect. But then he kept denying knowing the whereabouts of Paulinus, and he wasn't yielding in any way. He was not cooperating with the police. And so on the 28th of November 2024, the DPO of that police division was directed to conduct a discreet investigation to ascertain what exactly happened to Paulinus and his whereabouts. It was during that investigation that 48 years old Okemute was indicted. He was arrested by the police, and during further investigation, he cracked and opened up to the police. He told them he was ready to confess as he couldn't continue to hide what had happened. It was at that moment that all the gory details of all that Efe and his co-conspirators had done to Paulinus got revealed. During his confession, Okemute, in a chilling narration of details, told the police how on the 8th of September 2024, Efe and Sunday Ikpeba, with a 30 years old herbalist known as Lawrence Joseph, together they tied up Paulinus Okon to a stake at night close to Orere River. They offed his head while he was still alive. And then they went ahead to throw his body into the river. The herbalist was said to have taken the head of Paulinus and buried it in his shrine in Otokutu, meaning that Efe had unalived Paulinus Okon on that very day that they both stepped out together, the 8th of September 2024. Meaning that even when Efe went to Paulinus' house to ask about Paulinus' whereabouts, he had already unalived Paulinus, his friend. How heartless can a soul like Efe be? How mean, how terrible the heart of man can be. During further interrogation, the police wanted to elicit the motive behind why Efe unalived Paulinus, his friend, and Efe disclosed to the police that the reason why he unalived his friend Paulinus was because Paulinus had given him money to buy a property for him. So according to Efe, he had seen a property that was advertised for 30 million naira, and he advertised the same property to his friend Paulinus, who developed interest in the same property and told him he was willing to pay for the property, but in 3 installments. Efe agreed with Paulinus to pay for the property in 3 installments, which Paulinus did. He actually paid the complete sum of 30 million naira to Efe in 3 installments, just as he had earlier told him he would. Except that Efe did not go ahead with the plan. He did not buy the property for Paulinus. He diverted the funds for his own personal project. He bought 2 lands with the money and began to raise a structure. He had built a massive duplex and was at the point of completion before the whole brouhaha busted. According to Efe, he unalived Paulinus because he knew that it wasn't going to be long before Paulinus discovered that the documents he gave him for the so-called property weren't genuine, because he had diverted the funds for his personal project. And so, to put a permanent rest to the matter, for him, the best way was to unalive Paulinus so that the matter will never come up again. To execute this evil plot that he had hatched, he contracted a herbalist and 2 others. Together, they all tied Paulinus to a stake, where they offed his head alive, threw his body in a river. And 3 days after his body was thrown in that river, the body was said to have floated. When Efe and his cohorts got wind of that, they went back to the river, took the body, tore it open, and removed the intestines of Paulinus. They went ahead to tie heavy blocks to the body before sinking it down in the river, just to ensure that the body never floats again. And for the head, they went ahead to bury it in a shallow grave at the chief priest's shrine. This is heart-wrenching. Despite unaliving his friend in this gruesome manner, Efe still had the guts to collect over 20 million naira from the family of Paulinus as ransom. Come on. And he thought he could get away with this evil. No, now. This is very tragic. And we pray that the soul of Paulinus will rest in peace. I hope that Efe and every single person involved in this evil will not get away with this evil that they have done. Guys, I would love to know your thoughts on this story. Kindly pop them in the comment section. I would love to read and engage. And this is where I get to state again, be cautious with everyone around you. And this is not just about friends, it is about everybody, including family, especially when you sense envy in a person, be it family, friend, colleague, or anybody, then you should be double careful around such people. This is really sad. In the meantime, guys, take care of yourself, take care of your emotions, take care of your mental health. Be kind to yourself, be kind to the people around you, and always stay safe. I remain Dorcas Ige Olukan, and I love you guys.